Hello, everyone. This is Danielle Smith with the Office of Career Services here at Marion Technical College. And today I'm going to be going over interviews, some tips and tricks to help you, and how to practice your interviewing tips both with career services and by yourself. So preparing for the interview is important. You don't want to just go into an interview not really preparing anything. You want to have a couple things beforehand, kind of like homework, to prepare. So you want to do your research on the company. If you don't know who they are, you want to find their website, look up a couple things, useful facts, and make sure you work this information in during the interview. I interviewed somebody before who we can tell when you've researched about the company. When we're interviewing at Marion Tech, someone had brought up some facts that they saw on the website, and that was super impressive because one of the first questions that we always ask when we hire are, "What do you know about Marion Tech?" So definitely do some research on the company and know a little bit about them and their values before you go in. There are tons of different types of interviews. We do a lot of like um, on-site individual. We do panel interviews. There's multiple of us interviewing somebody. There were a lot of virtual interviews for COVID. Phone interviews can often be some of the first contact you have with someone. So make sure if you're applying for jobs, you really want to make sure you're answering the phone, make sure your inbox is cleared out so that you can receive messages, make sure your message for someone leaving messages is professional and not something that you made in like high school. So there are lots of some of the lesser types we see are group interviews and lunch and dinner interviews. Those are less common, but they still happen. The elevator pitch, we did cover some of this in the resume writing video, but there's a four-step elevator pitch. Say you walk into an elevator and you have 60 seconds, you see with someone, and you find out like, oh well, they're high up in this company and I want to make a good impression and I want to kind of pitch myself. So you want to make sure that you have something ready to go. That's kind of just second nature. So you would start by introducing yourself, provide a brief summary of what you do, explain what you want or what you're looking for. I'm looking for a position in this, um, and then finish with a call to action because you only have 60 seconds. So you want to make sure, like, hey, can we schedule something later when it's convenient for you to talk about what it is I'm looking for. So present well for the interview. Interview clothes are important. You want to make sure you're not wearing something that's super out there. You want to kind of tone it down a little bit, but you still want to show your personality. So here's just an example of what to wear for women and what to wear for men. Um, this could also be non-binary if you want to wear something kind of in the middle. What I like to do is I'll wear like a black jacket with a pink blouse underneath, or I also have a light pink blazer that I really love. So these are just some tips and tricks. If you don't know what you want to wear or don't know what to wear, um, we have a career closet on campus that is free for all students to use. We do pop-up closets a couple times a year and here in Bryson Hall, but the career closet is always up in the Albert Student Center for any students to access. You don't have to ask anybody. It is just up. You go there and you grab what you need. There's a bathroom right across the hall, so you can try things on if you want. If you're looking for something that you can't find over there, we have extra stuff over in Bryson Hall. So make sure you check that out because it's just free clothing for you to keep. I know when I first started my career, it was really hard to build up clothes because I didn't have anything that was business casual before I started. So it was really tough. And Goodwill's also a great option. I got my first suit for interviewing from Goodwill. So um, make sure you're dressing for success. But also, I like to show a little bit of personality with what I wear as well. You always want to make sure you show up at least 15, 20 minutes before the interview. You most likely will be waiting, but that is okay. We just want to make sure that we put our best foot forward. Be sure you know where you're going, route, building, and room. Excuse me. Um, Make sure you know this before you go so you have plenty of time to um, plan if you get stuck in traffic. We all know that trains are a problem here in Marion. So if you get stuck by a train, you want to make sure you know how to get around it um, so you're not late. Bring a folder and paper with you. Make sure you have copies of your resume and make sure you have questions. That's really important. Every time they end the interview, they ask you if you have any questions, and I would make sure you have 2 to 3 decent questions because that's really important because the interview is also you interviewing the company to make sure that they're going to be a good fit for you as well. It's not just you wanting to impress them because you need a job. We understand that, but we also want to make sure that the job is going to work out for you as well and it's a good fit on both sides. Again, here is the career closet. Um, it's kind of around the corner in the student center down the hall from the workout gym, if you've ever been there. If you want to schedule some time, we can go over with you and help you pick things out, or you can just go by yourself. So it's super low commitment and you can take whatever you need. The interview. Here are some common questions. You can also look um, you can Google it or you can put it in AI. Common questions for blank position. So whatever your position you're interviewing for, common questions for HR assistant position, common questions for engineering position, things like that, because it's going to give you more questions that are geared towards the position that you're looking for. So, but you still want to have some of these common questions and you want to practice these beforehand so that you know what you want to say if they ask you any type of question like this. So, utilizing AI to help your interview, you can use different types of AI I have on here. Chat GPT, Pi, Character AI, Grammarly, and Bing Copilot. Those are ones that can help you. There are plenty more out there that I didn't list, but they can also help you do mock interviewing. So um, this is where I did kind of when I'm in person, I usually do like a live demonstration of this. But if you look at Pi, there's an app for that um, AI, and you can talk back and forth with it, and that can help you mock interviewing. So back and forth, you can talk, and you can pick like a voice to give it that it will talk to you and ask you a question, and then you will have to say something back. And that way, you're actually talking and not just typing back and forth with an AI. Um, it's really interesting, but you have to be very specific with what you ask it as well. And you can do this for career exploration as well. Um, these are more geared towards our engineering, but you can type in things like looking for a technical career or a career in health or whatever it may be. You can do this, or you can do the mock interviewing. I'm interviewing for an entry level job as a maintenance technician, HR assistant, MLT, rad tech, nurse. Here's the job description. You want to give it the specific job description, and then you would ask them to act as an interviewer, ask me 10 questions that I would likely be asked in this interview, ask me one question at a time, wait for me to respond before asking the next question. After the last question, please provide some feedback on my responses and give me advice on how to better prepare for the interview. So like I said, you want to be very specific with what you ask it, or else it will ask you all questions at the same time, or you'll answer one question and it will give you advice, which is fine, but usually you want to act through the whole interview and then it will give you feedback. Um, so that's why I do it that way. But that's one way to practice without typing back and forth. And then it can give you some good feedback at the end. Again, make sure you have questions. Um, these are some basic questions. I really like asking things about what are the performance expectations for this position. Um, there are some questions like why have you worked here for so long, or what's your favorite part about the job? Um, you can also use AI to help you with questions. You can say you can type into AI, I value these things in a job and work environment. Can you help me come up with some interviewing questions? And it can list some questions for you as well to use. So, and you can also Google it if there are specific different questions. You want to make sure that these questions are not just like, what's the dress code? Because that to me doesn't really say that you're like asking substantial questions about the position. Those would be more questions that I would expect in like a super entry level, like retail position, I guess. And that is all I have on interviewing. You can email us at either of these emails. Mine is smithdr@mtc.edu, or you can reach us both at careers@mtc.edu, or you can stop by the One Stop in Bryson Hall. Um, Reach out to us with any questions, and good luck.